Lisu villager He Zhisheng is collecting an herb called rock tripe from this cliff. It is about 30 to 40 meters high. For him, however, working up there is hardly a challenge. Thanks to his decades of experience on cliffs, he has acquired a special technique. Zhisheng lives right beneath this cliff. For most of his life, this stone cave has been his home. Having no children, he lives with his nephew Zhisheng and his family. He treats Zhisheng's son as he does his own grandson. However, the cost of schooling is a heavy burden for the whole family.
Right now, I'm saving money, so my grandson and granddaughter can go to school.
Today, Zhisheng will teach Zhisheng how to collect wild honey. He is already 55 years old, so he hopes his nephew can inherit this craft. Here is an abandoned wild beehive. He tells Zhisheng to descend the cliff and remove it. However, Zhisheng hesitates and does not dare to go down. So, Zhisheng has to pull him back up. Usually, Zhisheng works as a farmer and has little experience with honey collecting. Zhisheng doesn't give up. He takes a long branch and climbs down the rope ladder. The hive is tucked into a crevice in the rock. After gauging the distance, he knocks it off with a branch, with Zhisheng watching carefully. And now, He Zhisheng must hurry up. In July, the mountains are in full bloom. Rock bees are at their busiest, and the honey is at its richest. Since Zhisheng lacks experience, Zhisheng asks his apprentice, He Zhisheng, and his uncle He Jinlu to help. Zhisheng is checking on the safety rope. If anything goes wrong on the cliff, this rope will save their lives. Everything prepared, the honey collectors set off.
We don't take the honey out of greed. We come to make a living and to heal the sick. I offer the best I have at home. Mountain gods, please keep us safe.
The Lisu people are polytheists. Every mountain, rock, plant, and tree can be an object of worship. Deep in a ravine, Zhisheng spots something first.
There's a white patch on the rock. To its left, that small dark cluster is a hive. The one on the right is bigger. It could hold about 20 jin of honey. But the cliff is too high, the rope won't reach it. From the top down, it's over 1,000 meters. Let's see if the old wooden pegs still hold.
If the old pegs can still hold, they can climb up and manage to approach the hive.
This is too loose. The bucket strap got loose. When you put it on, it'll fall.
Two hours later, they finally arrive at the base of the cliff. Zhisheng decides to climb up to check the conditions. At an elevation of 2,500 meters, the cool air and few natural enemies allow the rock bees to settle here and thrive with remarkable vitality. 10 minutes later, Zhisheng comes back down.
This is a piece of wood falling down from above. Look, it's all crispy. Those pegs must be 40 or 50 years old.
Zhisheng says, building such a scaffold takes at least a month. And they'd miss many other hives.
Look, the wooden bucket is broken. Cedar wood.
Zhisheng is upset for failing to collect the honey. After all, this is the best season for it. So now, he has no time to waste. If he cannot collect enough honey in the bloom season, he cannot make enough money for his grandson's schooling. The next day, they go to another valley. Xiangqing knows well where to find rock bees now.
Two slopes. One half shaded, one half sunny, look from the east. When the sunlight flashes through, you can see the shimmer of flying wild bees. That's it. Go there.
This wild beehive clings to a steep cliff. Its dark gray color, blending perfectly with the rock around it. Zhisheng leads two young climbers toward the cliff top. There is no path. They have to inch upward, on all fours along the cliffside. To reach wild honey, collectors must get to the top. Anchor a rope ladder, lower it, and then descend to the hive and collect honey. The whole process is dangerous. After about 2 hours, the team of 3 has finally reached the top. The hive lies just below them. The rough brown coat resembles the color of the bark. They believe that it misleads the bees, making them unguarded. A torch made from pine branches and needles is Zhisheng's shield. Rock bees carry potent venom and strike aggressively. Too much venom can not only harm the heart, but also shut down the respiratory center, and kill. Smoke from the torch keeps the bees away. It is a method extracted from centuries of practice. The ladder must stop about 1 meter above the hive. Blocked along the way, the ropes get tangled and cannot reach the right point. Zhisheng needs to go down and untangle the ropes. The honey bucket and tools must go down first, or they could drag down loose stones and clods and injure the climbers. Having smoothing the ladder, Zhisheng takes a long ladle and the torch, and descends to a narrow ledge. It is closer to the hive. He stores the tools here, to reduce the number of climbs, and save strength. To outsiders, the ledge, barely a foot wide, seems perilous. But to the collectors, the pledge is both timely and welcome. The torch smokes the bees away from the hive. Meanwhile, it puts the collectors into the attack of the bees.
The swarm's coming. Watch out.
Watch out. They're coming.
It's real this time.
Fly away. Fly away. Fly away. Slow down. Slow down. Left a bit. No, further to the left. A little more.
The yellow part is where the rock bees store pollen, and the white base is where the honey is kept. Due to limited load capacity, Zhisheng tosses down the pollen. That won't go to waste.
Fly away. Go land on the rocks. Fly away. Fly away. Fly away. Fly away. A bit to the left. I can't reach. A bit more.
Even with smoke, some rock bees refuse to leave. They quickly sip the honey. If left too long, they could drain it completely. Zhisheng has no choice but to chase them away with pine branches.
Quite a lot of pollen. Hold it steady. I'm going up. Steady, okay?
Zhisheng climbs up, with some honey left uncollected.
Now the apprentice.
The apprentice Xiangcheng is his cousin. 31 years old. Zhisheng is strict with him, to sharpen his honey collecting skills.
He can't tie the rope. I must teach him how to tie the rope properly. He tied it wrong, and I teach him how to place the feet. When he makes mistakes, I scorn him. Safety matters.
Although sending the apprentice down takes more time, and some honey is lost, Zhisheng insists on letting him go down to train him.
He is now over 50. He'll stop in a few years, because it takes much strength. In the mountains, it's hard for people to make a living. His livelihood relies on this.
In half an hour, Xiangcheng harvests the rest of the honey.
Pull up the honey. Up. Up. Up.
This batch is too small.
Few bees, too. Look, only 5 or 6 gene. Too little. Not enough.
Because the hive was small, they collected only a little honey. Yet, Zhisheng considers it worthwhile. Because he is content with Xiangqing's performance. Only when his apprentice becomes a proper honey collector will this Lisu tradition not die and disappear with him in this generation.
The rock bees are a bit unusual. They left the spot we harvested and moved to the left. They'll be gone tomorrow and back by this time next year. Around April or May. This is the bees' food. The layer beneath the honey. All made of pollen. Like buckwheat cakes. This is royal jelly. Pure royal jelly. Here's where the queen exits. Right this spot. This is the bottom layer. She doesn't live at the edges. She stays at the very bottom. Look. It's different. It's a bit thicker. Shangju, bring a bucket.
Okay. Done.
It is the happiest moment when the collectors return home safely. Dipping buckwheat cakes in honey makes them not only sweeter and tastier but also more nutritious. Today, Zhisheng is one of the few Lisu people left who still know the skills of honey collecting. From May to August each year, he can collect nearly 100 gene of wild honey, bringing in 1 or 2,000 yuan. In these harsh mountain regions, it is a substantial income.